Welcome back, everybody, to another glorious morning in the apocalypse. I am NubTub, and here we are in the morning of day 4. We had our first horde we had our first dog horde last night, and apparently they reaped my ability to speak. Anyways, that was eventful. We had a breach in the backside of the building, and dogs were running rampant throughout the whole compound. We did manage, however, to wipe out a good 20 or 30 of them off the backside with pipe bombs and, well, what little firearms and stuff that we did have. We did clean out the rest of them via hammer time periodically throughout the night, because it was so dark that they were kind of wandering around outside of our visual range, and they were hiding in the grass, which, don't get me started on the forest biome and how dark it gets. It's kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Either way, we couldn't see them, so we kind of dealt with them off and on throughout the night. Anyways, here we are in the morning, and yet we have another horde. This one is just walkers, thankfully, but we are starting to see things turn up around here as the hordes are becoming more consistent. And we're definitely starting to feel some pushback from the game settings, and things are starting to become a little bit more difficult for us. The weight of the horde is starting to show its face, but I still think it's just a glance of what we're going to see. We haven't even begun to face what it is capable of at these settings. But no fear, this is not our first trek into the dark side, so this is not new territory for us. Oh, hey, we did manage to get our food situation somewhat under control, but it was at the cost of digging down in the pit arena. We're not as far along in the construction as we'd like to be, but we are continuously meeting interruptions, and that is kind of what is causing the holdup. We are making progress, it's just not kind of where we want it to be. The 100+ vulture horde a few days ago took a lot of time to get rid of, and the stragglers of that horde harassed us for most of the night. And then we had the dog horde that did the same thing to us last night, and because it was so dark and we didn't have any lights or headlamps or anything, it was kind of skirmish mode all night. I kept working down in the pit while the guys were randomly calling out different dog packs that they would see, but I think fortunately at that point they had broken down into groups of 5 to 10, and so it was a little bit easier to deal with them, but it wasn't, you know, it's not a walk in the park. That leads to a lot of injuries, and so we had a lot of guys who kept coming back to get, you know, different sort, you know, antibiotics, bandages, whatever they needed to sort out the wounds that they had taken while trying to leave the compound. But we kind of ended up in a place where we gave up on going out and scavenging for the night, and we really just kind of focused on doing our crafting. Then we kind of got our storage organized and all that kind of fun stuff. So good deal all the way around. We made the best of what we could. Either way, here we are. It's morning, day 4, and me and Warduke were interrupted while we were out here trying to dig in the pit and keep the crafting stuff going, because we've got to manufacture that ammunition, and we got these rather hangry visitors here, and we're just out here to show them that we're not broke yet and we're ready for more. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that this first horde night is going to come off the hinges, because our game stages are skyrocketing due to the constant fighting, and we're well on track for an absolute storm come day 7. And it's I think you guys will get a look at the first real glimpse of what these settings are going to do, and it's going to be pretty intense. I would not be shocked if we got a couple thousand in that first day set, that day 7 horde night. So I don't know, here we are. Let's rack up that game stage some more, and let's get this day underway. I think I've gabbed you guys enough, so let's get these goons mopped up and get to the daily grind.
My bicycle's a Huffy.
Oh, yours is a fucking Murray. Cheap ass shit.
Shit, Huffy's about as cheap as you can fucking get.
Yeah, they used to be a good quality engine back in the day.
I was trying to get my dad to buy me a BMXer one year, and he's like, "No, we're just gonna go with this Huffy because it's $59.95." I destroyed that fucking bike. I broke cranks, handlebars, frame. Fucking the neighbor, he was welding it up for me all the time. Here, let me weld that for you.
Yeah, I remember when we were kids, we used to sneak back behind Indian Mound where the trails were at. And we'd go back there, and there was a couple places that they had little ramps and stuff set up. Get you like, 4 or 5 feet, maybe. I think the biggest one was like 6 foot. And you'd go airborne when you rode down the hill and hit it. And then the one time he landed on his Huffy, and the handlebars broke and like spun forward, and he almost head-butted his tire.
Here, let me weld that for you.
Yeah, I just had a random thought, but I think once we get this pit dug out, I want to put like a 3x3 by probably 3 pillar in the center, and I'm going to stand right in the middle of the pit. And when the zombies and stuff start diving in during the horde night, I'll jump down and swipe them, since I'm doing like the sledgehammer tank thing, and try to take them out at the back. And whenever I start getting tired or whatever, I'll jump back up on the pillar and try to get my stamina back up. But I'll stay down there as long as I can. I'll probably get forced out of there eventually, I imagine.
I went into a cafe because I was hurting pretty bad on food, and I found 2 cans of miso, and that was it. Oh, there's chili in the wall. Yes.
Well, if you're not too far out, B, I know that we got a lot of that canned food left over from the other day. We had tons of sham in there anyways. Anyways, what I was thinking with the pit was that, we're going to have the lips going all the way around the top, and we know that they're drawn out to the wedge tips, and they'll go out there and either just flat run and jump right off of it, or they'll attack it and then fall into the pit. But if I'm standing out there on the pillar in the center, I'm wondering if it will coax more of them to jump down to me, or jump down to us, really. And either way, if I'm standing there, I'll be able to call out when they start to stack up and when they'll start to dig down a little bit too much, and be able to call out to you guys to move around or shuffle your positions or whatever. That way we can keep it going. I know in the original pit design that was what was making it work. So I'm just kind of thinking it'll be a little bit easier, since this is going to be sort of a supersized version of that anyways. But other than that, I'll probably just put like hatches on face on the wall, and then if they end up tearing the pillar down that I'm standing on, I'll run around and fight until I get busted up, and then I'll run over to one of those hatches and raise it and use parkour to kind of scale my way out of the pit. It'll probably take you guys kind of covering that retreat. I'd rather not retreat, but I'm gonna guess that we're gonna get a lot coming in, so it's gonna take some efforts of all kinds. I'm going into shotguns too, that way I'll be able to handle the stuff up close that I get down there, but I'll probably be relying on you guys to cover me when I'm jumping back and forth between swiping the whole piles of them and getting back up on the pillar for rest, but I'll call that stuff out.
About 1,000 meters out, there's another one of those Shock and Messiah shooting ranges.
Did you have much trouble clearing the backside of the last one by yourself? I think it gets pretty rough back there.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't one of the ones I was thinking about. It was just one of the smaller ones, but it didn't have like the center portion with all the army guys and stuff in it.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that one that I was talking about, the first time we went into that was, I think, the first time I was messing around with that brawler spec, and you get into the back of it and there's like the shooting range with all the mannequins, and there's a bunch of, I don't know, I think there was a bunch of army guys and a bunch of different Zeds, really. There's a couple radiated ones and stuff in there, spider monkeys, and they just kind of, they came rushing out of all the different buildings, and I know I was a little bit hesitant of it because I didn't know a lot about the build, but I wanted to see how tough it was, and because I had that part of the brawler that regenerates life on every hit you successfully get. I jumped back there and there was probably like 15 or 20 or so like that, but that were back there, and I stood there and tanked them for quite a while before I finally was like, okay, this is enough. I got to get back over the fence. But I think that was still pretty early in the game too, so we didn't really have real phenomenal weapons or anything. I might have still had the leather gloves, but I don't know, it worked out. It's pretty rough back there though, especially if you go solo.
Hey, Chuck, you want to go with me to help loot that Shotgun Messiah?
Sure.
Okay, I gotta grab some food. I'm about 40%. Okay. Oh, crap. Grab some food. I forgot. I'm gonna die. No. Oh, Horde.
We got another horde. Oh yeah, same side, Danny. Oh, look at all the military and radiated suit dudes.
Alright, I'm on my way. Watch your bike. They're gonna back us right into the wall.
Watch out.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna help, Chuck.
I'm good.
Spider Monkey.
Trying you, Dan.
Thank you.
I got an abrasion, damn it. That or a laceration. No, but abrasion.
Now I'm gonna have to go take an antibiotic that gave me syphilis.
No, it's gonorrhea. Cha-cha-cha.
Womp womp.
Oh, there's another horde in front of the waterworks.
Alright.
I thought I seen the screen jump. Any bad boys in this crowd? That looks like all normals. I don't see no cops around.
Oh, they broke my arm and gave me an infection.
They ain't playing around, are they?
No, they're not.
sprained my leg.
Motherfuckers.
It was weird. My guy went into third person, fell on the ground like he died, and then he stood back up. He thought about dying and then said, nah. Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
All right. We are so freaking close to blowing out the bottom of this thing and getting some breathing room down here. I was really hoping that we were going to get this done before the end of the day, because it's starting to feel like we weren't getting enough progress going. I don't know if you guys remember, but a few episodes back I was telling you that I was going to go through, cut the one layer of stone out all the way around the outer rim of the square, and then get down underneath of it on the bottom level, and then I was just going to chop the feet right out from under it and then let all the stone fall in on itself to clear a giant space. Yes, listen to that beautiful, beautiful sound. Oh, finally. I'm gonna finally feel like I accomplished something down here. Anyways, the beautiful noise that you're hearing right now is all of this center rock falling in on itself. And we're about to cover a lot of ground in one quick swipe. Looky here. Let's get this out. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. All just opening up. Look at all that breathing room. Woo! Yeah. Alright. So yeah, there you go. That's the idea. It's what I've been preaching for a while, is that we were going to get down there, we were going to cut the outer rim out, and then we were going to get up underneath of the pillar in the center, and then we were going to cut the feet out from under it and let it all fall in on itself. And that is how we're going to dig the pit as fast as possible. And that is using a stone tool and eventually an iron pick to get it done. Now granted, I got other people out there doing the scavenging and everything like that, but this is definitely the quickest method to blowing out a pit and getting it prepped as soon as you possibly can. Anyways, if you dig this out stone by stone, block by block, it's gonna take you a freaking eternity. So this feels good. Alright, this is definitely a good way to end this day, because we're gonna get so much more done now. It's gonna feel like we finally made some progress. Anyways, I feel like that's a perfect spot to sign off, because I want to go to bed feeling accomplished. So until next time, guys and gals, nub tub out, and we'll see you in episode 5.